Hello and welcome to a first look for Dorfromantik. Very fun name. Love saying the name of this game. How you doing? Good to see you. It's a pleasure to see you. Oh my god, the music just kicked in. It's like they knew. that's that's uncanny. Anyway, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm good. This game, Dorfromantik, is releasing today in time with this video. I believe I said that for another video and then it did not release in time. However, this game, the developers, they sent me a key and they said, hey, this comes out at 1 p.m. Pacific time on April 28th. And so I will be releasing this video at that time. Anything I need to tell you right out the gate before we get into the usual? Yeah, the developers did send me a key for this game. Big shout out. Very much appreciate it. This game has been in early access for a year. It went into early access last year and is just now getting its full release, and I am covering it now because they sent me a key, and also, importantly, because I think this game is sick. I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out real quick. Let me play a little bit to see how I feel about it, and then I've played this game a lot in the last week. It's extremely fun. You want to skip right to my recommendation? I would say get this game. It's very enjoyable. Also, if you are, the developers did send me a key to give away to the community, which I will be doing in the way that I do, which is I will just put it in the description, and whoever is first to the video can have the key. So, you know, go take a look if you are so inclined. Maybe it's already claimed, if so, damn. But yeah, I've played a few games. I will run you through it. I first will go through all of the semantic stuff. I'm actually going to turn the music down a little bit. Oh, hey, cut the music. This will be a great time to go into the settings. I have not messed with it too much. I'm going to just turn it down. That feels about right to me. I'll turn it up and we'll do like a little section where I just play with the music and shut up so you can hear what it's like. The music in this game is great. Very fun. But this game is by a group called Toukana Interactive. That is Toukana, I believe. Let's see if I spelled that right. I got it open on Steam. Yeah, that is correct. Hell yeah. I did it. And this is their only game that I have found. I would describe this game as, it is described by them as a serene city builder or like a casual city builder. Basically, and you'll see how it works, but this is a game where you get a stack of tiles and you build a city. You can actually see it in the background. That is the last run I played. I built that. You'll see when we get into it. So I'll go through the stuff here. There's a little biome configuration, so you can you unlock these different biomes and it changes how the maps look as you play. I want to play, I like the fjord, but let's play standard for this one. It doesn't make a difference, it's just aesthetic, but changes how everything looks. Pretty cool. Let's look at the settings real quick, shall we? Now that I've done. So you got your standard resolution settings. Nothing, dude. I will never get over. I don't remember which game it was. I think it was Alina of the Arena, where you could just type in your resolution. I thought that was very funny. You got toggleable full screen, anti-aliasing, lots of video settings actually. A lot of these games I've been covering lately have not had a lot here, but you got quality, you got VSync, post-processing, decoration, translucent AI, and dynamic background color. Ooh. Background color no longer changes when moving over different biomes. I didn't even know that happened. That's cool. Audio settings you already saw, master volume, music volume, and effects. I'm gonna turn these freaking birds down a little bit. Rebindable keys, very cool. I mean, you just love to see it. I don't know if this game has controller support. I don't believe it does. But actually, I have a controller next to me. Let me check. I don't believe this game has controller support, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I gotta plug in my controller. Oh god, it's so tangled. You know what? I've changed my mind. It's not worth it. That'll be for you to find out. But I'm fairly certain that this does not have controller support. I guess I could check the Steam page real quick. I have it open. Let's see. We got anything about that in here? I like to cover everything. Oh, it's compatible with the Steam Deck. How about that? I don't see anything about it, but maybe you'll be surprised. I don't really know how you would play this with a controller. Maybe it's out there, but I am unsure. So, let's get into the game, shall we? Yeah. So you can look, there's a little, so you can save your games, and there's other modes. There's a tutorial mode, which I will not be playing because I can explain it. There's classic mode, and then there's creative mode, where you just get to go forever. There's a quick mode, which is a shorter mode. That's cool. I haven't actually looked at these. Hard mode, less quests. All of this will be important. Ooh, a monthly mode. So this is like competing with others for on the map of the month. That's pretty sick. That's really cool. And then custom, where you get to make your own rules. Cool. We playing on classic. You can create new saves so that if you have a city that you really like, you can just keep going with it. But there is a lose state outside of creative mode. You can even discard unfitting tiles. So this is really cool. Having creative mode is sick. I will only be playing one run of this because the runs take a little bit, but yeah, just know while I'm going through this and explaining it that there is an option. If you are the type of person who just wants to build something really big and really pretty, that is here for you as well. What are the rewards? Is this like... yeah. So there's also a bunch of like little quests and rewards you can do to unlock new stuff. Like when I started the game, for example, I did not have these biomes, and as you progress and finish these challenges, you unlock new stuff. So I'm gonna hit resume. Resume takes you into your last run, and if you want to see, this is what this is just here's a little idea of where I was when I ran out last time. Oh, there's even a little high score and leaderboard thing. That's cool. I think this is not quite my high score. My high score is 14,440, and this was 13,940. But if we hit try again, we'll get a new run. So what are you looking at here? Let me run you through it. So in the top left, you can bring up your menu at any time, and then resume. It's interesting because this pause menu is just the start screen, I'm pretty sure. That's neat. So the game is set up on a hex grid like this, and on the right will be your tile stack, which are generated randomly. We have 40 tiles at the start of the game, and basically you just place tiles. So if I can place this, I can rotate it with the scroll wheel. The goal is generally to match like tiles in ways that are good. So like for example, this tile has a little forest on it, and that tile has a quest on it. So if I can place 22 trees connected to that forest, I will get more tiles. So I'm just gonna let it start going here. We place this here, and then we can place, let's place the field like this is the field in a house. We can connect this forest to, I'm actually gonna connect it like this, I think. Oh, look at this. So you see how, so I've been playing on the beta version, or like on the early access version. If you look, this is a really good quality of life thing. If you look on the edges where these touch, it puts a little highlight on if the edges match. So you see how the edge here on closest to us, it is not matching because that is a forest. If I rotate it like this, then it's a field. So we can set up like this is a way. And so you can see again here, two of our edges match, but these houses don't line up. So your goal is to match as many of, basically you want to match as well as you can, but sometimes it is not possible. There are some special tiles as well, like this train track that I have here. You have to build, so you see I can't build into the train track. The train track you have to connect with other train tracks, if that makes sense. I can connect like this, and then we finish that quest. When we finish the quest, we get 5 tiles. And so when we place this down here, we will finish 2 quests. I'm going to position it with the house out. And so I'm also going to, roughly I'm going to prioritize building out the train tracks as well. Like generally speaking, this is not a game, because if you've watched my content, I have played a lot of games that are very correct, I guess, in the way that you play them is a way to put it. Like Monster Train is a game where there is an optimal strategy. There's some, if you can do things correctly. Look at that, by the way. Also, real quick, I should say, you get points based on how many tiles match on the edges. So for example, you get 10 points for placing a tile. I'm gonna put this here, and this should give me 30 points, 10 points for placing the tile, plus 20 points for, oh, it's only 20, my bad. Maybe that didn't match. Maybe I'm not 100% correct. But basically, you get more points for... But I like this. You get more points for having your edges match. I think I had the numbering wrong, basically, there. But this should be 2 matching edges. Oh, it might be 10 and then it's 10 per edge that matches. But you don't ever get 0 points basically. Is what I wanted to say. I feel like that's pretty good, right? Yeah, that's a 30. And then if you get all of the edges to match, you get a perfect tile, and the perfect tile refunds you a new tile. That always feels very good. I'm not great at getting the perfects, but when you get the perfect, it feels sick. Yeah, I've played a lot of games on the channel, and I've covered a lot of content that is, like, has a correct way to it. And this game doesn't really have, I mean, it has in a sense a correct way to play it. Also, if I place this tile here, it'll cancel both of those quests because the house quest, this is the only tile I can expand on this grouping with, if that makes sense to you. I'm gonna plant this here. Hey, there's a perfect. Oh, it plays a little sound effect too. That's great. So yeah, you can see we match this edge with field, this edge with field, house and field, 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 and it gives you a little something something. So I'm gonna cap this train track set. But yeah, generally speaking, so like if I cap here, it's bad. I will place this here. You do want to, so there is an incentive, which eventually we will get to show it off as we get further along. I'm just gonna close off the houses, I think. It's gonna be a while. I'm happy to just do it and not worry about this forever. I often feel like I bait myself a little too much into trying to keep something going forever. Oh, did I close off this forest? Huh, interesting. Can position like that? Yeah. And it's like a lot of this is just trying to figure out where I want to put the things that are like this field is what I'm mainly working on, but the field pieces aren't always going to be field pieces, right? It's going to be like a field piece with some houses, and so I have to think about how I want to line up those houses in the future. Like here, do I want to think about getting a housing area over here? I don't know. Also, like, as you build out, you'll notice the quests, they have big numbers on them. Like, this is a 10, but if I attach it to this section here, you need 10 railroad tracks, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles. So if I put it here, you only need 3 more. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's correct. My favorite thing, personally, my favorite thing to do in this game is make really big lakes. It is pretty much all I live for. In current day, I live my life to make a really big lake. I'm all about it because they feel so satisfying when you put together like 7 water tiles. It feels so good to me. I don't want to place this here, by the way. So I said that there's no incorrect way to play this game, but in like classic mode here, if you're trying to go for a high score, there is an optimization you can do, right? I feel like until the game tells you close off a field, there is no reason, like, so, and I will get to show this off a little later. When you finish quests, sometimes it will put up this little flag, and the flag basically says close off the system. And when you close off the system, you get a reward for finishing that area, basically. I will point it out when it happens, but until you get it, there is not really a good reason to close off a field. Or like close something off, basically, because you're just... when I get offered big area quest, like when I get offered a field that has 20 on it, I can just slap it in here and be halfway done, right? Now, I do believe that there might be something with, like... And this is a bit of mechanics discussion, so if you don't care, don't worry about it. But in my time playing this game, I do believe that there is something to do with... Put it like this, we can make a cool little loop here. I think there's something to do with the mechanics for the generation of the quests. And what I mean is, I think that there's some sort of... too bad. I think that if you don't have a big open field, then the next time you get a field quest, it will be... smaller, basically. So like if I have this big open field, then it's going to give me a big field quest. However, if I close off this field, I can... Yeah, I like trying to close off these train tracks. Closing off train tracks is really hard, I feel, because you have to get the specific piece with the cap. But when I close off this field, it's not going to give me like a field that needs 20 wide as my quest, I don't think, because I don't have a place to put that. right? Like it's not started, so it would take me very long. Also, I was waiting for one of these tiles. Sometimes you'll get quests that are not 5 plus, it's exactly 7. So this quest wants me to put down exactly 7 more houses on top of the ones that are in here, and not more. So I need to separate this from this group, or what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to put it here and ignore that quest. Is that right? I don't know. Similarly here, this one's exactly 8. Now this is less good because it's, like, this house group is worth 7 houses, so I just put it in the big house group to expand my group. This field is only ever worth 1, so I can just put it over here and we can kind of expand our field setup. This field is worth 2 though because it's 2 fields. And sometimes, like for example over here, when there's a disconnect, it won't count. How do I make my big world river here? How do I make this look cool? I think I just keep going like this. I don't like, you see how it makes that little bulge into the, or like downwards? I don't like that, so I'm just gonna keep it going. 6. We can connect these two. That's fine. Oh. I guess I can do it like this. I actually think that I would rather just make a new river area than add this in, though, to be honest with you. 1, 2, I can... It's gonna be hard to find a specific tile that covers what I want here. Because what is it? It needs to have a house here, 2 forests, and then 3 empties, 3 fields. Probably empty or like plains is the best way to put it. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Yeah, I think what I was saying, but then I got sidetracked, is for fields specifically, they do have to be connected. Like, these 2 fields aren't contributing to this field group because they don't touch, but these 2 fields together here are. Also, over here, there's these special tiles that'll pop up. I am going to place this here. Ooh, sorry, I tabbed out of the game on accident. Please hold. There we go. There's these special fields tiles over here, which if we build to, they will give us those special quest, and that quest is like, finish this for a reward that'll come through later on, which we will work on. I will work my way over to there. Don't really like any of this. I guess I could put it like this, but like, one of my biggest flaws with this game is that I try to make everything perfect, and sometimes you just have to accept that you're gonna have weird looking fields. Like sometimes you're gonna have to have these. That's just how it goes. Need to place 2 here. Now, something you may be wondering about, which I will illustrate for you here, is, oh, I can cap this. Hold. So, in my perfect vision, my lake is going to be... Oh, that's a good tile. That's a good tile. My lake is going to be like 3 by 3, if that makes sense. So it's going to go like out to here and then around. So what I was going to illustrate to you, see, first of all, these are connected. This is 2 pieces because they're side by side. But if I add another field to this, I don't randomly fail this quest. But here's the close it off quest. So when I close this field off, I will complete a secondary quest, which is to close that field off. Keep your eyes peeled for something that can go there. I do want to actually just keep expanding the forest. Oh. So, what you gotta ask yourself here is, do I want to finish this quest, or do I want to make a cool looking lake? I know the answer to this question. You probably also know the answer to that question. I want to make a cool looking lake. This tile is a special tile as well. And so there are a few of these like specific tiles. This is a combo tile between the water and the train tiles. So you can use this as either one. It's basically like you can put your train tracks over water if you want to. I'll do this here, and I do not want to put a triple here. Are you kidding me? Put this over here. Is there a way I can? There is not. I think that I have done I've pretty much done all of the explaining that I need to do. This should give me a... No, it didn't. I thought that was going to give me a close this area off quest. So, as I like to do, I believe I will now mute myself and turn the music up a little bit and give you like 3 minutes of just gameplay to see, you know, get a feel for it. This game has a really good sound direction. I'll turn it up just a little bit. If that's too loud, I apologize, you will have to turn it down on your end. But like, the sound design in this game is very cool. So I will silence myself now and I will give you a little bit of just placing tiles. I'm not gonna turn the audio down actually because I feel like this is an okay volume. The game's pretty quiet. I'm not gonna bother with it, but if it starts to go nuts, I will turn it down. So this is one of those special tiles I was talking about. We have to add 66 houses onto it. So I've noticed that these are usually just kind of random as to what they are specifically. That's pretty close, but you know what? I'm just gonna close this off and stop worrying about it. Yeah, we'll get a perfect here. It's fine. But if you look at what it is, and as you play longer, like if you play a lot of this game, I imagine you'll be able to just look at those and go, yeah, that's the house. That's the one for houses. Like when I looked at that, I went, that looks kind of like it's gonna be housing related, because I could see the houses and I could see the lighthouse in the fog. So, and I think there's one for each type of area. So you can kind of like figure out what it is and then build those specific tiles towards it, I imagine. We got a beaver dam coming up. I imagine it's going to ask me to close this off soon, because I've been making this field set for a while. Still no. I'm going to put this field, or this water here. Not perfect. I guess because there's a house. And yeah, generally the way that I have been playing through is I have just created these areas of, like this is the housing area, but now I'm making a new housing area, sadly, because it's over here too. But I tend to just do this, where it's like, okay, this is my housing area. Ooh, little perfect, don't mind if I do. And then this is my forest area, and then when it tells me to close it off, I'd make a new area. I'm really having a bit of a better time, I feel, with getting perfect tiles here. This is, I should say, this is in early access. I should have said this earlier. This is in early access, but this is the release build. I was sent the like an access code to check it out ahead of the release, so I could have the video out right with the release, which again, very cool. Appreciate it greatly. The game, to me, because I played a few hours of it in early access, it does feel, again, Big Lake takes priority. I'm sorry. It feels reasonably similar to the early access build, but there are things like this. The highlighting was not in the early access build, and that is so nice. Like, oh my god, that's so nice. In early access, I had a lot of trouble with figuring out where I was like what if I was lining things up correctly. So like, what a great idea. I'm just gonna keep putting these fields, or not fields. These aren't really fields. These are empty tiles. Oh, I should also mention you can rotate if you want to see things from a different angle. For me personally, when I play games like this, I have to keep the orientation the same, or else I start to lose track of things. But, you know, everyone's different on that regard. I'm going to finish out this run, and then I will leave the game to you to play more of. But I'm just going to finish out the run, basically. But this game is very good. If you're wondering, if you were thinking about it, I really don't know how I missed this game, because it went into early access a little while back, and I had no idea. So I am glad that I get a chance to check it out now. I cannot say enough good things about it, truly. I really enjoy it. It's a great game because there's other modes as well, so it's a good game for you to sit down and just go, hey, I have a little bit of time. I'm gonna knock out a run. It has been something that I like to do in my, like, if I don't know what I want to play, I'll just fire up and play a run of this real quick. And definitely, I didn't realize there were other modes. I will definitely be checking those out as well. A little cap over there. It should be telling me to close off the train tracks soon, I imagine. Guess not. I've been slowly but surely working through the train tracks to get them close offable. I hate how this river's looking, but I do have to say, oh, a little something over here. I do very much like how the big lake is looking. So we got that going for us. And we're gonna get a lot of perfects over there. It's just got these weird little, like, would this be an inlet? No, I think it would just be like a pond, basically, is what you would call it. I can go here. I do need to remember, because when I get into the mid to late game of one of these runs, I really do struggle to keep track of where everything is and what my priorities are. It's definitely the hard part, is remembering what the heck you're doing. You can just treat this as a train track. The train tracks on the rivers, they seem very important to keep track of and like make sure you're building upon them. Like if you mess up a field, it's not that big of a deal, but if you mess up a train track, it just locks an area out and you just can't build in that area. And then your city's ugly. And the end game of this is beautification. The real end game here is to make a real nice looking area. As many perfects as I can get. And I do love it for that. I'm gonna put it like... I'm gonna miss one of those, it's fine. You just live with it. I do want to finish this quest, because I don't know if I've ever actually finished one of those. I usually end up running out or getting distracted. Good? Good. So any good number of houses go over here. Even 3 is like worthwhile, I feel. 2, this is more of a field than anything else. But I guess I could put this down, right? Like it is a little bit about sacrificing, I feel. Pardon me. I can't connect those houses. One other way you could try to go about this is I could have tried to string houses and connect this big housing area, but I don't think that goes well. Maybe we can make a little field area over here, why not? No, that doesn't look quite right, does it? That looks very wrong. Like, technically speaking, this is good. However, I know what I'm here for. I know who I am. I'm not here for some half-assed... yeah, that's it, just half-assed lake. I'm here for a very big lake with with my favorite train track from this lake tile to that lake tile. Love that train track. Always ride that one to work and everywhere else. This just insta completes, right? Oh, this is closed. I closed off this field. So this is what I was talking about a little earlier actually. This field is very big, but I closed it off, and now the quest only wants 17. If you remember, we were getting like 20s and 30s on these fields before. So that is there's definitely something there. Intuitively, when I look at that, I go, something is going on here with that. Oh, these three houses, if I rotate here, these 6 houses are not connected, it doesn't seem. Are they? Oh no, they are. Never mind, my mistake. They are definitely connected. So what I can do is I can place things, like I can place this here and line it up with the fields, and then I can connect it later. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention for this game is that if you, in this mode, if you place a tile down and you don't like it, you can undo one move. You can't undo more, but you can undo single moves. Like if you mess up your positioning like that, I will accept that. Look at that, we got 2 perfects and a quest completed. This lake looks good. That's what I like to see over there. That's what we're playing for. I can't connect those there. That's interesting. Because you need a... Yeah. You can look at it and you can see that it's hexes, right? And so I need adjacency, and this is alternating houses and fields. That looks pretty good. You can also see like the section it connects to because it lights up like that. So you can double check what you're doing there as well. Ooh, this connects these two, doesn't it? Yeah, look at that. These 2 rivers connect with that. It's pretty cool. No, I can't put this here because it'll mess up. I have to keep adding things then. I guess I could put it here and it could lead into another river. I'll accept that. What a beautiful lake. It would be a little better if there weren't the two things there, the two train track things. However, what a beautiful lake. Whoever made that, very smart and handsome at the video game, I gotta say. I think it's fine to just put stuff like that down. It's cool, it's cool. Now, you know what we're gonna do next in this game? We're gonna make another lake. It's truly all I'm here for. It feels so satisfying to me. Don't ask me why. I just love it. I love making lakes. It's all I want to do. Let me replace this tile. I can put it over here. It's fine, it's fine. Sometimes you gotta make sacrifices, function over form and such. I have a train track somewhere, right? Oh wow, but I can't use it. This tile's a nightmare. I'll put it here. You can see I'm running low on tiles, so I'm gonna have to, you know, finish some quests. I mean, it's because all of my quests are tied up in housing over here. We're gonna have to start squeezing every little drop out of housing that we can. Because I need to knock some of these quests down. You gotta make some sacrifices here and there. Ooh, another open block. Where does this go? Does it work here? Oh, no, I guess it goes there. How about, I need a house on this. I guess it can go here. If I don't place this block here, I am risking not getting a house. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna place it. Okay. Place 25 consecutive tiles because this is a challenge, and these challenges are I guess I should have talked about these sooner, but these are just challenges that are persistent and going on. I don't really pay close attention to them, to be honest with you, but like right now I have placed 2,000 tiles, collect 100,000 points in total, and finish 10 sessions with a score of at least 5,000. And like those are just going on in the background, and those are how you unlock new stuff. I think I know I did show those off at the start. It's been a while of going here. Yeah, the runs are kind of long on classic mode, but I do feel it's good. I enjoy it. This doesn't go there. It doesn't fit there. It looks like it fits there, but I have to pull a cap, not a... It's just, I don't like it. It doesn't go there. These train tracks are killing me. But if we add some houses, everything's gonna come together when I add a few more houses in. Don't you fear. Ooh, is that that is a beautiful tile. Almost perfect. I should also be focusing on this forest over here. I kind of forgot I had it. This is the thing too, right? When I get going and there's so much on screen, I just kind of feel like we got the forest over here, we got the fields over here, we got the houses over here. It's easy to get sidetracked. I am, for the purposes of the video, I am going to kind of speed up here. Can I turn? No. I'm going to speed up a little bit and not play optimally, but just know that you can put... Oh, I could close this off. Look at that. That's sick. I recognize it ruins this quest, but, like, look at how cool that looks. I have my priorities straight. But I'm gonna speed along here a little bit. You can take as much or as little time. That is the thing that is very nice about this game. You can spend as much or as little time as you want figuring this stuff out and optimizing it. There's also, when you get these close off quests, there is nothing forcing you to close it off. So like I can just keep building on it if I so desire, which I do desire because I got a real big forest that they want me to place. None of these houses got a close off quest though. I don't really like having these two housing groups different. You know what I should have done is I should have put a lot of work. I should have changed my focus and we should have tried to connect these houses. That would have been cool. That would have been so cool if I could have done that. Oh well, I didn't think about it. We're gonna have another forest. This is a huge forest. Massive forest. This is no open tiles. Okay, it's houses. I see ya. I see ya. I see ya. This goes like here, but I don't like that. Maybe it goes here. I think it goes there. Yeah, we got a perfect. We got a perfect on the challenge tile. I did open up this challenge tile over here. Like I saw it, but I didn't do anything with it. If it's a forest though, and I build over to it, it's huge. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make it over though. I've skipped a lot of quests to make my city look nice, and at the end of the day, worth. This is where you could play this on creative mode though, and you could do all of this and make things with more of a focus on how things look instead of optimization, which, you know, everyone's mileage is going to vary with a game like this, right? What you played this game for is going to change. You can play this game because you're a high score chasing fiend and you want to become the top, like in a game like Mini Motorways, right? Or you can play this game because you like making pretty things. And both are absolutely valid. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. This is fine. Time is running short for us here today, I fear. 2 more tiles. I'm gonna go ahead and pass away now. Yeah. Session completed. 7670. Definitely not my best work, but also for the scope of this video, pretty good. When I get those long, like when I get those 14,440s and 13,000s, it's like probably an hour to an hour and a half of just on and off playing, right? Because there's no rush. There is no rush. Also, worth showing off here, if you have a city start that you really like and you finish, you can just go continue in creative mode. And it rebuilds it for you. And then you just keep going. That's pretty cool. I'll show this off real quick because I've never actually done this. Oh, you can do a generate matching tile. How's this work? Oh, you can just put it here. Ah, that's cool. And it'll give you a tile that matches that. Oh, that's very neat. So if I were to say, generate matching tile here. No, again, please. Again. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's really cool. Also, you'll notice the theme shift, our biome changed to lavender. You can customize your status. We can switch it to, this is the fjord. And then this is just standard. And then this is what it looks like in lavender. Very cool, very cool. And, oh, you can even delete tiles? Hold on. Alright, real quick. I was gonna just wrap up, but like, real quick here. Generate me some matching tiles. No, no, no. No, 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 no. This is a matching tile? You can place this here? Wait a minute. This counts? Okay, so you can put whatever you want in up against water. It doesn't have to be water specifically. I kind of knew that, I feel. But like that counts as a matching tile. That's cool. Anyway, please generate me like an eyedropper. Oh yeah. Hold. Eyedropper. This is all I'm here for. I'm gonna get rid of all of this. Also that. I want you to generate a matching tile here. No, just put a river. That's the one I want. I could have just done an eyedropper. That's not the one I want. I apologize. I want, I think I want, like, this will work, right? No, it won't. I need it to be narrower. This is just extra now, but like, you know, I'm just gonna let it generate until I get one that looks right. I could put down one of these. Ooh, I don't like that. No, no, no. That's what I want. Oh yeah, there you go. And then real quick. Okay, just one more, and then we eyedropper. Beautiful. Look at this little boat. He's got all this area to swim around in. How lovely. Alright, well, I got sidetracked, but I had to make my perfect lake. I didn't know you could do this. Extremely fun. I love this river, too. I really just like the water in this game. Now, real quick. One more. Okay, one more. Fine. I'll do one more. No. That's what I want. Beautiful. But yeah, so if you like just making things that look nice, this game is very good at that as well. And that's sick. That's really cool. I didn't know about this. I'm gonna go back to the main menu here real quick. I guess just this is the main menu. Very sleek. So there's a quick mode if you wanted to play faster. There is a hard mode if you find the classic to become too easy. And there's a monthly mode. Now, I wanted to just reiterate this because, you know, it is, now that you have context, right? And what is this? Custom mode, so you can set up your own rules. Cool. Yeah. So, Dorfromantik, I love this game. It's really sick. I do not have plans to do a series on this game because I do not feel like it makes a whole lot of sense for me to make content for this game. Like, it is just gonna, maybe, right? Maybe this could be something that I do once a week if you guys really like it. But I really like this game. I think it's really cool. I think you should check it out. And yeah, thanks again to the developers for sending me a key. I would have just completely missed this, I fear. But I'm very glad I didn't, because this is a great game. Very fun. And that should do it. Yeah, I think that does it. That's a wrap. First look completed. Thanks for watching. There'll be links in the description to everything. Links to buy the game, my stuff, all of that. So go ahead down there if you so need to. And yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Goodbye.